Hello aliens, I'm Lawton Rushford. I am the representative for team number 25 in section 101, section 1, section 11 of engineering 131. Right, our milestone 3 includes need finding, and need finding, the need that we are trying to find is a product that the aliens can use that will purify and sustain their life while here at Purdue. The aliens need water while here on Earth that is a little different than ours, so we must create a product that purifies and distributes water to the aliens so that they can drink it and be safe on Earth. Why is this important? Aliens need this to survive, so we want to make sure that they are given the proper tools and proper water that they need to survive for 9 months on Earth and at Purdue University. A story. Throughout an average alien's day at Purdue, they will have to consume a lot of water. So our goal was to make a solution that would help them to drink the water and also make sure it was purified for them and safe for them to drink. Each team member's contribution, Defing Liu, encourager, Christian Rocky, timekeeper, Lawton Rushford, coordinator, and Nick Castellucci, record. One assumption we made was that the chemical makeup of the aliens' water back on their home planet is very similar in the structure of the water here on Earth. Some questions we asked while figuring out the best possible solution was, how can we help these aliens to give them a better living experience at minimal cost and with less harmful effects to their body and the environment. We also asked what particles in their water harm the aliens so that we could figure out a way to filter them out to be safe for the aliens. And also, do aliens drink other things in water? So could we give them, for example, soda or Powerade or Gatorade, similar to water but different at the same time. The goals that we had was to make a sustainable, reliable, cost-effective product that creates little to no impact on the environment that can be ready in the next 3 months, which would be able to sustain the aliens for a total of 9 months while here at Purdue. Constraints we ran into: we only know what the aliens tell us from the interviews, so there could be things that we aren't asking that could affect some of the designs, and there also could be some things that we put in there that they can't use. Stakeholders. The aliens relate to the problem because they are the ones that need the actual water. They're the ones that are looking for a solution to the problem. The workers will need to install the water purification system or the system that we design, and we'll have to maintain it throughout the 9 months while the aliens are here. Purdue University needs to be able to approve all the designs that we make in order to change some of the things that happen around campus to accommodate for the aliens while here. And the engineering team has to come up with the design, and it ultimately has to do its job, and the engineer's fault if anything goes wrong. So one design we had was a bottle, almost like a water bottle, that would filter pH, fluorite, chlorite through different sorts of filters, and would be able to be stored in almost like a water bottle, Brita filter, similar to, where we could measure the temperature, increase the heat, decrease the heat, depending on what the aliens specified. And this came from a similar, like a pump water hose kind of thing. That's where we got the design from. Also, the next idea was a beer tap, kind of like a kegerator, kind of. So basically, you would pump the air, create pressure in the system, and would force the water back up through the hose. And that came from the design of a keg. The next thing is a water bottle, pressurized water bottle, that would be able to work almost as like a squirt gun, where you pump to increase pressure, and we could include filters or gauges to measure the specific amounts of elements that are harmful or aren't harmful to them. And again, we used the idea of a water gun. The next thing is almost like an inhaler. It is not portable, it's actually a large scale inhaler, which would be able to be pulled down by ropes and force water vapor through the 3 tubes into multiple aliens. So it would be helpful for not only one, but multiple in a dorm room or wherever they're staying while on campus. This we got, or gauges to measure the specific amounts of elements that are harmful or aren't harmful to them. And again, we used the idea of a water gun. The next thing is almost like an inhaler. It is not portable, it's actually a large scale inhaler, which would be able to be pulled down by ropes and force water vapor through the 3 tubes into multiple aliens. So it would be helpful for not only one, but multiple in a dorm room or wherever they're staying while on campus. This we got an inhaler. The next 2 designs are very similar. They include flowing water through almost like a gradient, sort of. They will go down a tube filled with a bunch of filter stones that will take out all the harmful particles and eventually make its way to a nozzle, which will then flow water out of it. And there's not so much pressure as there is just using gravity as a pressurized kind of thing. The pros and cons. There's a lot of pros and cons that are very similar to each other. The first one, it can hold a large amount of water. Some of them are less useful than others, but I think all of them, throughout the pros and cons, you can take a look at them, are very important to the design process. So we have pros and cons for each design that we created. 5 and 6 are very similar because they're basically the same exact thing, just in different ways of looking at them. Why were they chosen? Pretty much our design choices were based upon our morphological matrices, prior art, which we found throughout Google Images and other sketches and drawings that we found, and brainstorming as a team and individually. And this is our morphological matrix. We have our subfunctions here and our means here, with a total possible concepts of 324. I think this is a good list. We have a lot of very necessary